All right, here's the idea. Give the importance that is needed to each task, to each worry, and nothing more, nothing less, right? Why is this? Because if you think of your energy as a bank, when you give too much worry to the things that don't really matter, then they take up your time and your emotions and your energy. And then when the big things come along, you feel exhausted. You got nothing left to give to these things over here. But these are the ones that actually matter. These are the things that move you forward, that if you prevent them, they will stop you from moving backwards, all these different things, right? So you want to put your energy towards these, not towards these. It's a categorization issue. So think about it this way. If you have pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters, right? Then you have a slot for pennies. You're like sorting through them, which no one ever does this, but this is the only thing that could come to my mind when I was thinking about this. You put the pennies in the correct slot and all the other ones in their correct slot, and they slowly go up in size so that each one fits in its own slot. You couldn't put a quarter in a penny, and that's pretty easy, right? When the big things come by, it's pretty easy not to put them as a small, minor thing. You can put them off, but usually you know that it's going to be a big task, right? But the problem is it's very easy to put a penny into a quarter slot because it's a lot bigger, right? It just fits right in. And I think that happens mentally with tasks, with worries, or with things that go wrong, right? For example, I thought of all this today when I was driving back from the table install. I was supposed to be tying this all together. It was going great. He loved the color of the desks or the tables. The finish was perfect. So everything was going my way. And then the screws that I got from Home Depot Home Depot, from a hardware store, we'll say that, was made out of zinc. And so when you screw them in past a certain point, the head would just snap off. And so you can't have that. You got to have long-term strength, right? And so I had to put it off. I had to tell him, called him up and say, hey, I'm going to have to come back tomorrow to do this because I don't have the proper screws, which, in the first place, he should have had the screws if he ordered the bases. But then again, I should have thought about this earlier, and maybe I should have had the screws because he was getting the bases. So, I should contact him, all these different things, whose fault really is it? But at the end of the day, it falls on me because I'm the one who has to be fully prepared for these situations, right? Now, when I was driving back home, I could have put this as a big thing. Man, I'm going to be pushed off till tomorrow. This is going to ruin the rest of my night. But I didn't. I thought of it. I was like, why am I letting something so small take any more energy than 30 seconds of, thought? It should literally be, oh, okay, well, tomorrow I'm going to have to go pick up the screws at a hardware store, and I'm going to have to, the proper ones, I'm going to have to come back here and finish the job like I would have done today. And what I would have done tomorrow, I'll just do that tonight instead. Done. 30 seconds of energy, rearrange the day, and avoid wasting time and energy and emotion or whatever the word is for that, just mental capacity on this worry that's not that big. So that's the thought for today. Hopefully that helps. But the benefit, this is the cool part, maybe I'll talk more about this tomorrow, is that when you categorize things correctly, I just went for my run for the night. Today's day 20, which is awesome. And that's a talk for tomorrow as well. But regardless, I was running and I was thinking to myself, in 10 years, in 20 years, I'm not going to have this peace. I'm never going to have this again. I have very little responsibility on my plate right now. I don't have children running around. I don't have bills to pay, or at least extensive bills. I don't have a business to take care of and all these different worries, right? Responsibilities. So I get to enjoy this piece of going for a midnight or 10 o'clock run. That's awesome, right? And you got to cherish those moments. So categorize the things where they should be. That way you're not taken up by small things. Everything's in its place. And then that allows you to enjoy life. I'm never going to live a day like this ever again. That's cool, Hopefully that helps. It helped me. So hopefully it helps you. What else?